Good morning, everybody. Okay. It is December 7th. Can't believe it's December 7th. I'm like, has everybody, first of all, I hope everyone had a great weekend. Definitely not looking forward to today. Got a lot of work stuff to do. So I actually have to probably keep this a little short this morning. I know. But I have to. So I'm going to get right into it because I came across something really funny when I was, I'm going to cut the music. I always search OfferUp for stuff. I'm always looking for stuff. I don't necessarily buy the stuff I look for, but I'm looking for stuff like arcade cabinets and stuff like that. And I came across this picture, and you're probably wondering what the name, I think the name of this episode is I Just Want My Arcade Back or something like that. So, Al, I did not get enough sleep, man. I didn't. I look a little bright for some reason. I don't know what's going on with that. Whoa. I don't know. Something's up with my camera. I feel like I look very ghostly. But, all right. So, yeah, no, I didn't really get enough sleep. No, it's not about the duck lips. I didn't think of that when I made it, but that's cool. Oh, you know what it is? I'm just like a little out of focus. I think that's better. Okay. Cause see, I can be like, there you go. All right. I don't know if that made any difference, but okay. So check it out. So I'm looking at OfferUp and I see this picture. Hold on, let me pull it up really fast. And I didn't know what to think of the picture. So check it out. I'm going to put it up right here. So, all right. I'm going to give you like my initial assessment. I'm looking at, that's right there. This right here, right? Wait, there, here, right here, right that way. Anyways, it's right here on my shoulder. All right. So I'm looking at this picture and I'm like, what the hell is this? So this, I always try to form a story around stuff I see on OfferUp because I think it's fun to do. So I'm looking at this going, okay, there was a guy that lived with this woman that no longer lives with her, right? And he had built an arcade. Are you guys with me so far? I think that's a pretty good assessment that there's a dude that lived here. He no longer lives here, but his arcade still remains. Are you guys agreeing with that's probably what happened here? Okay, so hopefully that's where we're in agreement on that. So when I'm looking at this, I'm like, all right, so she took the control panel off this dude's arcade. I'm assuming it's got to be because there are a lot of women into arcade games, and a lot of the women I know that are into arcades would never do this to their arcade. So I just know for a fact, not for a fact. My gut tells me that this is definitely a breakup situation. The dude left, and the girl's like, yeah, you know your arcade? Yeah, I'm turning it into a makeup station. Maybe vanity would be a better word, but I'm going to make it a makeup station. I'm going to put all my stuffed animals on the top, like, because maybe they're like 19, 20, I don't know. Or they just like stuffed animals. There's nothing wrong with liking stuffed animals as an adult, by the way. I'm just saying. So then I was like, well, now I'm curious. So then I'm curious about like what else is on here. So I will commend her. So Deputy Van Halen says, looks messy. She wanted to make a vanity cabinet for herself. Now I will give her the fact that, okay, Natalie's in here. Good. So see what I mean? Natalie was one when I said I know women that are into arcade gaming. Natalie's one of them. But see, she's with me on this like, hey, I'd do this to an ex and take a picture and be like, how you like your mofo arcade now? I think she's selling it for like $200. So here, I'm gonna just because I'm not in an application I normally use for photo sharing, I can't. It's not letting me zoom right. So I'm gonna try to not have her picture in here, and I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more because then it got me curious. Okay, we're gonna go over here. Then it got me curious to like what's going on, like what else is going on in this room, right? So you maybe can't make it out in this picture as much, but she's got a ton of bread over here, like a lot of bread. Like there's tortillas and 2 whole loaves of bread. So she's got a lot going on in this little room. Now, but then the little refrigerator threw me off because I'm thinking it seems like a dorm room. But I don't know many people that would lug a bigger arcade cabinet up to a dorm room. I mean, except I could make a dorm room joke, but I'm not going to because, and Justin knows what joke that is. But it's not. Then it would be feeding into the some of the negativity lately. So I'm not going to go there. There's a random packet of sauce from a restaurant. There looks what seems to be, I don't know what that is. That looks like, I don't know what that is, but it would have been saying more now. Why did you change from 8 to 7? Makes it hard to watch. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's because now it's because here it's actually 7, and on the on California time, it's actually 6. So it's the only time I can really do it. So all right. So you got, I don't know what else is going on here, but there's a lot going on. So I'm gonna leave this alone for now. You guys kind of take a mental picture of what you think's going on there. But as I move over here, it gets kind of weird because this is where it gets odd. So there's a strip of hair right here. And I think this might be like hair glue or something. So it's weird because like food and hair are like really close to each other here. And then depending on when this was taken, I'm jumping around a little bit. We got a pumpkin. So like there's a lot here. And then I don't know what this is. So maybe Natalie can help. This looks like maybe a mini heater or something. There's just so much stuff going on in this picture. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I don't know. And then so I want to try to, I'm gonna share the other picture really quick because this one isn't the one that does. I'm gonna make this a little bit. We'll look at the top though, real quick. And I've never heard, is there a game I don't know about called the Quasicade? Like, is there something called the Quasicade? I don't know about this. If anybody knows about this, let me know. I have no idea. So we're gonna explore the next picture really quick, and then we'll okay, so Natalie doesn't know what it is. So we got another woman in here. She is a gamer. She would never do this to a cabinet, but I've never heard of a Quasicade. Okay, so I'm gonna make this small. We're gonna share the next picture because the next picture gives us a couple more clues as to what's going on. It gives us way more. Let me see if I can get this one shared. Give me a second here. Sorry, guys. This is I know this is important stuff. Okay, so this one gives us another perspective. She's not in this one, so we can kind of zoom in a little bit more. Because the bread situation got me pretty excited. Because, like, I love bread and everything. There's definitely some bread going on in here. Let me make sure this is the right one. Yeah, this is the one. So look at all the bread. There's a good, I mean, that's a lot of bread. I just can't figure out what this thing is right here. Quasicade upsets my stomach. Yeah, oh, that's true. It's Quasicade 2. Yeah, I don't know. Like Quasicade 2 kind of confuses me because what was Quasicade 1? And you guys don't even know what Quasicade 1 is. So I just wanted to make this is good validation because I was looking at this going, maybe there's something I don't know here. Maybe everyone's gonna be like, oh yeah, Quasicade. So someone maybe Google Quasicade, you know? I mean, I appreciate, here's the thing, I got a lot of respect for the food situation because it's all bread. I love that. I love that. And there's a Starbucks. There's a Starbucks cup. There's a bunch of bread. Like, I'm cool. I like coffee. So coffee, we're good. It just gets really confusing when you get over here because there's like, I don't know, dude. It's just the weirdest thing. Like, is she going to sell this? Like, is someone going to buy this? There's a bunch of writing on the mirror, too, that's like love, maybe love notes or something like that. I can't really figure that out. There's something. I don't want to get that picture in there just in case, but yeah, like I'm trying to figure out what all this stuff is. Like she got a bag. This thing throws me off big time. The white thing throws me off on the left with the red button. Is that like, it looks like a heater, dude. It looks like a little heater because there's a cord coming out. I could be wrong, but I view that, I get the heater vibe. And then, obviously there's no screen, there's a mirror. But look, if you look really closely, it kind of looks like there might be an LCD mounted in the back. Am I wrong? Can you see that? There's like an LCD sort of mounted in the back. So anyways, I was having fun with this. I couldn't figure it out. And I was asking Kim, and Kim's like, I don't know. She's like, is that a strudel on top of the bread loaves? Because that's what it looks like. It looks like maybe one of those breakfast things. We were more fascinated, believe it or not, with the food than anything else. So yeah, so it was kind of fun. We had fun with it. I was like, what the heck is going on over here? So anyways, that was the fun of that. So there was a video too that so if you guys watched last night's episode, there's a video my buddy Arizona Arcade Heroes made. And the thing is, I don't think I'm going to be able to play it this morning because I actually kind of woke up a little bit late this morning, believe it or not. And if you guys give me a second, I actually could maybe do it. Would you guys put up with a little bit of let's just see. Maybe I can play it. I think this player doesn't play MOV files. Let me see, but maybe I can throw it into Maybe I can throw it. The thing is, I'll probably be able to play it from the browser, but I don't think you'll hear it. What could we do? All right, let me see if I can play it really fast because it's kind of fun. It's kind of a fun video, and it goes along with last night's episode. So let me see if I can do it. Oh man, I had this morning. I had these plans of getting up early, and it just didn't work. I don't know, it just didn't work. And then I think Stringer was going to give me a video, but he's probably sleeping right now. Still, I don't know. He's got a lot going on. All right, let me see, guys. Give me a second of time here. I think I can pull this off. It's just going to take me. So I'll talk about some other stuff while I'm doing this. I can't even see myself, so I don't even know what's going on. But I'm going to see if I can edit on the fly. Okay, a backup has been created. I don't care. Right, if my computer crashes, it's probably because I'm doing too many things at once here. So we did have a couple of people that we did upset a couple people with the episode last night, and that wasn't our intention. I didn't really think we did anything that was upsetting, but you know what I learned from doing this is that even when I first started, there's people that will be upset about everything, right? And people that just they don't have a good sense of humor, or you know, a lot of times you joke about things and some people think things are funny, and some people get offended by things, and it was just weird because we weren't trying to offend anybody, obviously, and you know the thing is, no one was hurt in that incident, you know, so it's just weird. I mean, obviously, I guess if you ever wanted to feel bad for anybody, you could feel bad for the companies that might have lost product, but I mean, they're big corporations. I'm sure they have insurance. You know, I'm not going to feel that bad about that. I mean, it does suck. It does suck that we're not getting, you know, some products for Christmas maybe that were on that boat. But I don't know. Not anything really to get upset about. I think it's you got to laugh, man. Laughter is like one of the best medications ever, if you ask me. And I just, you know, you got to laugh, dude. You just got to do it. You can't. For my life, I feel like laughing is one of the things that gets me through a lot of the toughest times ever. So it's just like, you got to laugh. Like Kim and I laugh about stuff all the time. And sometimes you just have to because sometimes stuff just sucks, right? Sometimes situations just suck so bad that just finding the humor in it, you know, is kind of like therapeutic. But hey, some people are just angry all the time. I don't know what to say. I can't help you if you're angry all the time. I just don't know. I don't know what to do with that. I've never really been an angry person, so I don't know. And even if things are really, really if things are really, really bad, I think laughing is a good thing for everybody. And I'll laughing have me remember. Give me a reminder about that happy theme, because there's something that we did this weekend that I want to talk about, but I'll forget if I don't. If I don't have you guys remind me, I'll forget. So at some point, someone just tell the happy story in the chat, and I'll remember, because I forget stuff really quickly. Okay, so I'm gonna go to this clip. Let's see.
Hey, Retro Ralph, it's me, Iron Man.
Hold on, I'm gonna have to play it twice here.
Sorry guys, I can't. Wondering when we're gonna film that Marvel pinball. If they keep pushing it back, maybe never, huh? Anyways, have a good night, buddy. Arizona's Arcade Heroes out of here.
Okay, oh, crap. Why do I have an echo right now? Oh, come on. Do you guys hear me twice? There we go. I think I fixed it. Okay. Let me see if I can get this video playing with sound.
Hey, Retro Ralph, it's me, Iron Man. Just a regular old night out on the town in Peoria. Anyways, just wondering when we're gonna film that Marvel pinball. If they keep pushing it back, maybe never, huh? Anyways, have a good night, buddy. Arizona's Arcade Heroes out of here.
So that's right. That's right. Iron Man I had freaking Iron Man lined up. So don't think I'm not upset. I had Iron Man. I actually got a hold of Tony Stark, and I said, dude, I'm getting these Marvel pinballs. They're coming. Dude, 12/15, could be 12/18 by it comes to the house. No big deal. So I'm upset too. I had Iron Man booked. I mean, so yeah. Yeah, if anyone's offended, it's me. It's me. Anyways, Yeah. So yeah, so that's my buddy Corey over at Arizona Arcade Heroes. If you haven't ever checked out his YouTube channel, go check him out. He's a really awesome dude, and we've become pretty good friends over the. I think I met him. I don't know. It's got to be close to over a year ago now. I'm not sure. So I had to get a rain check with Tony Stark. He's gonna still do that, but that's really cool of him to do. But he's got a bunch of really awesome costumes. If there's ever a reason to do anything Transformers, he's got some pretty cool Transformers stuff. I just don't see. Deputy Van Halen's offended by Iron Man. He's like, man, I'm just so offended. So, all right, let me tell you about the funny thing. So, do you guys know who T.J. Miller is? Is that someone that you recognize the name? He's probably not as recognizable by name than he is by either voice or face. But if you recognize T.J. Miller or know who he is, let me know in the chat. But so if you watched so the thing is, I didn't really know T.J. Miller until Silicon Valley, the show Silicon Valley. And so Kim and I, we've been so pent up in the house, like just Kim actually goes to her day job, but I'm here. Like, this is me all the time. It's in this room. So whether I'm doing this or I'm doing something else, the same room. We talked about that last week. But we were like, we got to get, and the thing is, COVID numbers are spiking like crazy in Arizona. So it wasn't necessarily the smartest idea, but I'm like, Kim, I just got to get out of the house. I was like, I want to go, excuse me, coffee burp. I was like, I want to go on a date with you. Like, we haven't done anything normal for like a really long time. I was like, let's just see if there's any comedy shows in town, because there's this place. It's actually not that far from our house. It's only like 15, 20 minutes from our house, and it's like a fake downtown. It's like, it looks like, I don't know, it looks like a city street. So they built this one sort of little entertainment area to look like a city street, but it's really near a bunch of houses and stuff. It's pretty cool, actually. And and actually it got hit really hard during the whole like housing crisis. So they were going to do like a bunch of stuff to it. Like they were going to do like a bunch of other cooler stuff, but they did install a comedy club and a couple other places that are pretty cool. And the comedy club's actually really neat. You almost don't expect to, in a smaller town area, have a really cool comedy club. So anyway, we said, look, we'll be safe, we'll wear masks, we'll do all this stuff. And they're doing a bunch of things, as you know, as much as they can do. They're like taking people's temperature and stuff when you walk in and stuff like that. But they said they were going to run the club at half capacity too. So we were like, you know what, screw it. We haven't done anything fun. It's not like we were like, yeah, COVID, let's get it. But we were just like, let's just be safe and go. We just got to get out of the house. And Kim knew how much I needed it too, just like mentally. I needed to get out of the house to do it. So I was like, dude, it's TJ Miller. And she's like, who's that? And I go, you know, the guy on Silicon Valley that you like basically watched the show for? Like you loved him? And she's like, yeah. And I go, it's him. And so she got super stoked. She's like, oh my gosh, we gotta go. This is gonna be awesome. So I got the tickets, and the tickets were cool because it was dinner and the show. So you got there an hour early, you had dinner, and then you got to see TJ Miller. He had some guy open for him who was like, he wasn't as funny, but well, it's, you know how it is when you have a bunch of comedians and the head sometimes the guys before the headliner can be funny. It's not like he wasn't funny, it's just he wasn't TJ Miller funny. But I had never seen him do stand up, and I was really impressed. Like, he was super super funny. But then like, he did, actually, the funny thing is he made fun of me. We were really close to the front of the audience, and he made fun of my I've worn it in a couple videos lately, but it's just cuz it's freaking cold. It was it was a vest. So like, it was like a vest with sleeves. Like, you basically, oh man, Ian. Oh, dude, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's yeah, you know, that's terrible. I've heard a lot. So Ian was saying that his friend's mom got it and died of COVID, and Kim has seen so many people pass away from it. It's really really sad. So definitely not making light of COVID, but we just needed to get out of this house. So we got to the show. You know, he's doing his act. He's really funny. He makes fun of me. He does this bit that's really weird. Like, it's actually like toward the end of his show. It's almost toward the end of his show. He gets into like a different mode and starts doing things with props and stuff. But he has a nose whistle, and he like plays the nose whistle with his with his nose. I don't know. Did you guys ever know there's like a nose instrument? I don't know. So he starts playing. He's like, hey, he calls out someone from the audience, and he tells everyone else, you're not allowed to guess. Like you can't guess the song. I'm gonna play a song, and if you get it right, and it was I can't remember the woman's name, but if she got it right, she gets a shot of some drink. And he's like, you get a shot of the worst alcohol. I will buy you a shot of the worst alcohol in the building. And so that was the joke, kind of. But so he plays the song, and this was funny because sometimes these things work out, I'm sure, and sometimes they're not as funny. But he played "Happy Birthday." And the first time, like, it was very obvious it was Happy Birthday. Like, there was no one in their right mind. Like, literally everyone in the universe would get that song is Happy Birthday. Wait, Ben, you have a nose whistle? Can you play it? So sometimes I talk about stuff on the show, and someone in the chat's like, hey, I got one of those. Like, what? Why do you have a nose whistle? Now I want to know why she bought you a nose whistle. Like, did you want a nose whistle? Anyways, getting back to the story. So he plays Happy Birthday, and she doesn't know the song. Like, and everyone in the audience is not allowed to guess. You're not allowed to guess. You're not allowed to call out or anything. And he's like, we're all like, he's shocked. We're shocked. And he's like, you can tell he's completely dumbfounded because he's like, I've done this bit across multiple cities. Like, in his mind, he's thinking, I've done this bit across like every city in America, and no one didn't get Happy Birthday. Like, I'm playing the most simple song I possibly can. So she doesn't get Happy Birthday. Then the second time around, she's like, is it the, she goes, is it the Happy Birthday? Is it the Happy Birthday theme or something? And he's like, what the hell? He's like, have you never had a birthday? Like, it's the Happy Birthday song. That's what it is. It's the birthday song. So anyways, it was really funny. But then he goes to me. He's like, all right, Mr. Vest. He called me Ralph. He asked my name, and I was like, Ralph. He's like, all right, Ralph, you know, your vest. He's like, you're really, your chest runs real cold, so you want to warm it. He's joking around about he was joking around about my vest. Anyways, he's like, I don't know. He was making fun of it, but which I'm fine with. I'm totally cool with that kind of stuff. Like, you don't go to a comedy show and not expect to be heckled a little bit, maybe depending on where you're sitting. So he's busting my balls about the vest. And then he's like, all right, Ralph, she couldn't get Happy Birthday. Like, I couldn't get more simpler with these songs. So he goes and he starts playing this song, and I'm like, what the heck? And they're like, no one help him. No one help him. And he played like some Beethoven like thing, and like no one knew what it was, but everyone was like being quiet. And like, because I think no one wants to admit that they don't know the song. And he's like, Ralph, what is it? I was like, dude, I have no idea. He's like, you're so unsophisticated, Ralph, so unsophisticated, and you have a vest on. You're the most unsophisticated person in here. So it was really funny. So he's just basically like, man, you're so unsophisticated. And then he went on to the next person. And the next person, he played like some super, super simple song. And I'm like, dude. But the funny thing is after the show, so he sells a bunch of merchandise. And he sells like weird stuff, though. You'd think he sold a couple things. One was he sold face masks, and the face masks said things about COVID. He's like, I wanted to make face shields that people could wear that would represent their feelings toward COVID. And they got like they started off really vulgar. It was like F COVID, like COVID sucks, like whatever. And then the end of one, it was like he was like, for people that are super, not into vulgarity, it said something like sort of funny. I can't remember what they said. But then he sold hot sauces, and I was like, that's kind of weird. But toward the end of the show, he explained who he partnered with to make the hot sauces, and it was like this legit pepper farmer guy. I don't remember where he was from, but he's like legit. Like, he's known to develop some of the hottest peppers, I guess. The bottle is so vulgar. I couldn't, if I read it on air, I could try to get the bottle and read it on air, but I'd have to read it like, I'd have to bleep out all the swear words, and it would like not even, he didn't sell the nose whistle console kits, but I could read it, but it would like, I couldn't even read it. So I really couldn't read it on the show because there's so many swears on the actual bottle. It's like all swears the whole entire time. But anyways, he sold one. Kim and I love hot sauces. We love hot sauce. Like, we are addicted to hot stuff. So, beep hot sauce. Yeah, it's out of control. So I'm like, do you think I look at Kim, I'm like, I kind of want to get his hot sauce, because he kind of was playing it up as being good stuff. Like, he's like, this is legit. So we like really, really hot ghost pepper stuff. So at the end of the show, here's what the deal is. You go up to him, not him, but there's a booth outside. So because they wanted to keep it all socially distanced, he goes around the corner. So it's there's an outside like patio area for this place. Again, it's not real downtown. It's like a fake downtown, which he actually made fun of in the show. He's like, "We're here at fake downtown." So you go around the corner and he's there. So you can take a socially distanced selfie with him if you buy one of a piece of merch. But they had cheap stuff too. Like the face shield was like $5 or something. So if you wanted to still see him for $5, you could see him and meet him and all that stuff. And I really wanted to meet him, even though it's weird. I don't usually get shy around people that are famous, but I feel like I know him because of so much time invested in Silicon Valley, you know, but I know him as Erlich Bachman. That's like who I know. I feel like he is Erlich Bachman, and his comedy is so close. If you haven't seen Silicon Valley, you know, things are not going very well for us in this country as far as COVID goes, and we're probably going to be like having some issues where we have to stay home a little bit. So if you have to stay home, it's an awesome series to watch. Like you will love it, especially if you're into like geeky humor. Oh my gosh, Ryan. Ryan said Jin Yang. I wanted to scream Jin Yang but Jin Yang. I wanted him to say it so bad, but I was like, I'm gonna be the one guy. Like it might annoy him, you know, because he's done so much outside of Silicon Valley, but that's what I know him for. So I was like, if I'm the guy that yells that out, is that like stupid? Like, am I really dumb for doing that? And I'm in the front. So it's not like the blinding lights are going to be like, who said Jin Yang? And it's going to be like, oh yeah, Ralph, the idiot with the vest right here. So I didn't say anything. But anyway, so I go up to the booth. We buy the hot sauce. So later on to that night, we tried it. But anyways, so I go around the corner. I say hi to him. He's super, super nice. But and I'll kind of fast forward a little bit. He was super nice. He was really, really nice to us. He said he was like wanting to know a little bit about us, get to know us and stuff. And he had during the show, he had talked about something that I thought was really funny. So he talked about how, because if you don't know, if you've never lived in Arizona or visited Arizona, Hobby Hands. One of the reasons I watch this show and am a member is because it is pretty family friendly language. I have kids. You know how kids pick up things. Yeah, Hobby Hands. Thank you for the super chat. I'm not going to read the bottle, obviously, and I don't want to offend. But I wouldn't even do it on the show. It's too vulgar. But just know that it was it's as an adult. If you read the bottle, even though he used a bunch of vulgarities, it's really funny. It's a very funny way to describe a really hot sauce. So he was during the show, he told everyone about a place he went in Arizona. And I knew exactly where he was talking about because where he's like, yeah, you guys are so weird. I was driving out to the desert to do this thing with a bunch of other people before the show. They were doing something fun. They were going to go do like, you can ride like dirt bikes and side-by-sides. He called a side-by-side something weird, which is weird. He didn't call it a side-by-side. So those who don't know, a side-by-side's like a two-seater off-road, sort of like looks like a golf cart almost, but like a really aggressive looking golf cart. That's what I would consider a side-by-side, but it's got like great suspension. It's really aggressive in the way that it's shaped. It's kind of aerodynamic versus a golf cart being not very aerodynamic, but they're meant to drive through the desert. So yeah, we definitely don't talk politics on Coffee Talk. So he's like, as we're driving out, there's a sign. He's like, there's this big sign, and I'm in the desert, and I pass by this outlet mall, and it says sweaters 1999. He's like, why do you guys need a sweater? It doesn't get during the daytime in here. It never gets like below 70, which it does. It actually does. But he was trying to make a joke out of it. But he's like, dude, if you're gonna try to push sweaters in Arizona, it should be like even cheaper than that. Like no one needs a sweater here, which is pretty true for the most part. This time of year, it's a little bit cooler, but today it's gonna be like Arizona Arcade Heroes lives here. Today it's gonna be like in the 80s or something. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. It was in like the 60s, 70s the other day. Now it's going to be 80. It's terrible. Like I actually enjoy winter. I grew up in a place where we had cold weather. I like when it's cold, but Arizona's an SOB like that. It like shows you cold weather sometimes, and then it's like, oh, it's going to be 90 the next day. It sucks. I know. I hate to rub it in. Yeah, but I know. I shouldn't complain. It's really nice here. You don't get snow. You don't have to shovel anything and all that stuff. Yeah, Lewis says it's 30 degrees in New York. At least there's cyberpunk. I know. Hello? Hello? Are you there? Are you there? Hello? Alrighty. Well, hopefully you guys can hear me. Okay, so I was talking about RGT. I don't know how far you got down that somewhere around there. So RGT, we're more acquaintances. You know, we're not close friends where I can hit him up at any time. But he's always been cool with me. Like we've always been cool, and like he's even promoted a couple of videos every now and then that I've done, which is really cool. Mostly Arcade One Up related stuff. So I like RGT. But someone mentioned Cyberpunk. Is it 2077? I see. Here's the thing. My joke isn't even going to make sense because I already forgot what it's called. It's Cyberpunk 2077, right? Yeah, 2077. So that game is like highly anticipated coming out soon. I'll get back to the desert story with the sweaters and Erlich Bachman in a second. So no, I knew I went down for a minute. So I watched his video on Cyberpunk because he was talking about how I don't know if you guys knew this, but Dreamcast guy he somehow got a like early copy, and they're really weird around street dates with stuff lately. You know, I was kind of poking fun at the last episode. I was kind of poking fun at all the @Games releases all happening at the same time. That does actually occur a lot of times. If stuff is under embargo, what'll happen is like I'm on that IA Arcade list for the embargo stuff. So like you'll see me, Unqualified Critics, and others who are on that list. Usually, if I don't do every video that IA Arcade releases news, but most of them I will if I think it's like important enough. So I skipped a couple of them, but everyone will release it at the same time because the embargo is lifted and now it's okay to talk about. So you get it a couple days before, so you'll record that video to then have it go out, right? But he was saying Dreamcast guy got in trouble by the developer because he like anyway, just go look at that video. That's not what this is about. But I was so shocked that I don't know why my OCD was going off the charts when I watched the RGT85 video because of how many times he said Cyberpunk 2077. He said it literally like it had to be over 100 times in the video. I don't know. Like I wanted him to say it was just, I don't know why I couldn't. I was like, I couldn't like sometimes my OCD, I don't have true OCD. I don't think, but there's certain things that trigger me. Like Kim definitely has OCD. Like Kim has it hard. Like she's got stuff super, super hard. Like Kim can't, like if she watches someone chewing gum, she'll lose her absolute marbles. Like she'll lose it. She can't watch someone chewing gum. Like if I actually since date for 2 years, I haven't chewed gum. I used to chew gum all the time. This drives her absolutely insane. The idea that someone's like, I don't know, she can't do it. But I don't want to make a joke out of OCD because there are people that really suffer from OCD big time, like really, really bad. And there's all different types of OCD. So anyways, that's not, but so let's get back to the RGT thing. Go watch that video and tell me. I can't believe how many times he says it. And maybe he does say it. So Console Kits has this theory. I don't know if he's right. And I'll take 2 seconds to talk about this. Console Kits has this theory that YouTube, you know how YouTube can give someone not a strike, but a copyright claim for playing music that they don't have the rights to. So that it is analyzing music in videos or vocal tracks. So he thinks that it also analyzes vocal tracks for search engine optimization, meaning like if he says Cyberpunk 2077 like a billion times in that video, it's like, oh, promote the video. I don't know if that's actually true. It's a good theory. It probably is true because if it analyzes music, it probably does that too. And that would make sense because I'm sure videos where people are swearing or cussing or whatever probably get pushed down. So I think he's probably right. But anyways. So I haven't seen the stream go down. How to Bachelor said the stream keeps going offline. I've only seen it go offline one time. So I don't know if that was just on your end, bud, because I only saw it go down one time. It looks like everything else is good. So, all right, let me get back to, I have to cut this a bit short. So I'm going to go back to, so remember, Erlich Bachman, he's on his way out to the desert to do this fun off-roading thing. And he makes a call. I guess this was before they went. He calls up this place. And so he's like, I don't know. He didn't say whether he told them who he was or not. So imagine I'm going to play the role of the guy on the other end. So Erlich Bachman, I can't do his voice. I don't know how to be him, so I'm just going to say. So he calls the guy. hey, this is Erlich Bachman. I'm not Erlich Bachman. This is TJ Miller. Me and a couple buddies want to go out to the desert. I called your company. You guys do guided tours and stuff. I want to go out there. And he's like, he said the guy, I don't know if he was like this, but he said the guy was very Arizonan. So I'm going to assume he was like, where they do this is a little bit on the outskirts of the desert. So the people are a little bit more interesting out there. I like them. Well, no, nothing against them, but they're very much different. They're not city folk, that's for sure. So let's just say, yeah, hey man, this is this is 4x4 adventures. How you doing, Mr. TJ Miller? Yeah, I'm doing good. I want to book a visit out there with me and a couple of my comedian buddies to do it. He's like, oh, hey, you guys from out of town? You got a show in town? That's cool. What kind of comedian are you again? Yeah, whatever. I'm a comedian. Well, what kind of packages do you have? Like, what can we do out there? He's like, yeah, man. Well, we got packages where we do guided tours. We can get on the side by side. We can do guided tours out to all sorts of really cool stuff. We got jumps. We got more aggressive trails. If you want to do that, we can do whatever you want, Mr. Bachman, Mr. Miller. Whatever you feel like doing. Oh, okay, that sounds really good. Is there anything else you offer? And this is how he said it went, and it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me. He's like, hey, man, you ever shoot a machine gun? And he's like, the funny thing is during the show, he actually has a machine gun story. He's like, yeah, I have, but is that like, oh no, he didn't say it like that. He goes, do you want to shoot machine guns? And he's like, wait, so like separately or like, as part of the tour, like while we're driving ATVs, like we're going to shoot machine guns, or is it like, what's going on here? Because in Arizona, you can pretty much do whatever you want. Like I'm telling you right now. So I'm a gun owner, and in Arizona, without having an open carry, like there is such thing as an open carry license, but in Arizona, I can get a holster, put that gun in that holster right now as a gun owner, and just go walk around town. It doesn't happen that much, but you do see it a lot. Like I can go to the supermarket. When I first moved here, I was like, oh, because I moved here from California. I didn't grow up in California though. I grew up in Rhode Island, where in Rhode Island I saw no guns ever, right? Then I moved to California, which I really saw no guns. And then I moved to Arizona. It's like guns everywhere. Like I'll tell you this story real quick. I know I'm jumping around. So when I was my first marriage, I was hanging out with it was me. I got to be careful here. It was me, my ex, and there was some people that we had just made friends with. Now keep in mind, we didn't know. I'm not really a social butterfly kind of person outside of like I'm really great one-on-one, but when there's big groups, sometimes it depends. Like either I'll have to act more outgoing because it's the only way I'll feel comfortable, or depending on the people, if I'm really uncomfortable, I'll get really quiet. So in this scenario, we were at someone was having I think it was like a Halloween costume party thing, which I had never gone to an adult Halloween costume party. This is years and years and years ago. It was a long time ago. It was like 10 years ago. Or maybe it was like 8. So we go to this Halloween party, and there's this one guy who's really alpha male. I mean, hardcore alpha male. Like kind of almost over the top. Like Natalie, this guy would, I don't know Natalie's personality, but I'm assuming Natalie would be super bugged out by this guy. Like he's over the top. Like he has to make a lot of noise and be like super, just he's got to be the guy that's, you know what I'm saying? Natalie, do you know what I mean? She's the only woman in here, so I want to ask her. Like there's such thing as being masculine, but he's like, yeah. He takes masculinity to like 11. He's like, yeah. Like he's the kind of guy that if How to Bachelor said to him that the mug he has increases libido, he'd be like, give me that mug. Actually, he'd be like, I don't need a mug to increase libido. My libido increases itself. All right, Stringer Films, thanks for the super chat. Erlich Bachman is fat and stupid. That's funny. So anyway, so he's that kind of alpha male. Did Natalie chime in? You know what I'm saying, Natalie? Like that guy would bug you, right? Yeah, trying to get every woman's attention, right? So he's super alpha male, super. So he's like, hey guys, he's like, happy Halloween. So while all these kids go and collect candy and all that crap, do you want to see something cool? And I'm like, oh gosh, like what's he gonna show? So I'm already feeling uncomfortable. I'm quiet, but I'm like, all right, I gotta be one of the guys here. Like I gotta be in with them. So I'm like, yeah, man, I want to see something cool, right? Not knowing at all what he's gonna show, right? I'm like, what's he gonna show? I'm like, I don't know, what's cool? So he's like, yeah, come into my study. And I'm like, first of all, who has a study? I was like, I don't have a study. I was like, what's a study, right? So I'm like, what's in the study? So I'm like, are we going to go read books? So I'm like, he seems too masculine to be like, all right, guys, I just put some whiskey in my coffee and now we're going to have book time. I'm going to read you guys, Everybody Poops. So that's not what happened. So so we go into the room and he's like, you guys ever shoot assault rifles? And I'm like, oh no, this is where it's going. I was like, we're dying tonight. I was like, we're dead. We're all dying tonight. Now, keep in mind, the peer pressure was high here because there's like 5 other guys who are, 3 of them are like me. They're kind of pansies, right? Like 3 of them are kind of more on the, we're not overly masculine, but we're not like total pansies. So I'm like, crap, man, this is gonna suck. Like I'm too far. And this was my ex-wife. My ex-wife would have just left me hanging in that room, man. Like she's just like, yeah, good, you're on your own, bro. Like she would have just left me in there. So she would have been like, and no offense to her, but she would have been like, oh, come on, just be one of the guys. It's totally cool. So like, I'm like, oh no, all right. Puts lotion on skin. I don't know what you're saying, Stringer Films, but thanks for the super chat. So she would have left me. She would have been like, yeah, grow a pair, go do it. So then the guy's like, all right, so here's what I'm going to show you guys. So you guys said, of course I kind of said I'd seen it. I think he asked, had we shot an assault rifle? So I was like, yeah, kind of. Like I was half-ass answer. I was like, yeah, I totally have. Assault rifle all the time. So I'm like kind of mixing in, like while everyone's answering, I'm kind of mixing in so that he doesn't really know what I'm saying. It's like when you go to church, if you're Catholic and you go to church, there's lots of singing and there's lots of prayers. And sometimes I forget the prayers. I haven't gone to church in a little while, but I forget the prayers. So you're like, like you kind of like do something like that. Like you're not really, you're like, all right, if I do it under my breath, like, and now people are socially distanced at church, so you can get away with like not knowing the songs and stuff. So I was like, all right, cool. So that's what I was doing. I was answering the question super under my breath. So then he turns over. I don't see what he's looking at yet because like the wall is kind of over here. So I don't see like where he's taking us. So he takes us sort of deeper into his man study. And I turn the corner, and of course, the name of the safe says it all. You want to know what the name of the safe is? The name of the safe is, hold on, guys. I gotta remember the combination to my buckhorn. Like, what a perfect name for a safe that's gonna have assault rifles in it. The buckhorn. So he's like, all right, hold on a second. I'm gonna open up the buckhorn, guys. You made him sound like sex offender Batman. Thanks, 10 Law Dog for 102 Law Dog for the super chat. Sorry, so I gotta hurry up because I gotta finish the story because I have to finish a little early. So all right, he opens up the safe, and the safe's got like codes and spinny things on it. Stringer Films, thanks for the super chat. He's got like codes and spinny things, and I'm like, I never even seen a safe like this ever before. This looks like. And I should have known that he was going to have assault rifles. And I'm not typecasting here. Typecasting, Anthmore. I'm not like his truck. The truck he owned screamed, I have assault rifles. Because in Arizona, there's like certain kinds of trucks. There's like the guy that drives a truck that only drives a truck because he moved from California to Arizona and feels like he has to be a manly man. So he bought a truck. And then there's the guy that's like native Arizonan that has like a different kind of truck. It's diesel. When you gas it, smoke comes out the side. He's like, yeah. He's like, Ralph, I don't believe in air pollution. I would take my mouth and wrap it around the tailpipe and you can rev the engine. I'll eat the gas. That's it. That's how badass I am. It's all right. So he opens up the safe. Now, dude, this is where it gets kind of scary. No joke. This gets kind of scary. He goes into the safe. Pulls out. Now, keep in mind, I'm not like opposed to guns. I had been in Arizona a little while, so it's not like I own a couple. He pulls out an AR-15, and you guys know the first rule of owning a gun or having a gun is you don't point the gun at someone. And he wasn't pointing it at us, but he had a freaking AR-15. I just met the guy. I don't know. He could be a total psychopath, but he's like, imagine you turn toward the group. Hey guys, like. Yeah, this is my AR-15. I modified it. It was a semi-automatic, but it's fully automatic now. Yeah, check it out. You wanna touch it? And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is brutal. I'm like, this is brutal. We're gonna die. I was like, we're gonna die because either he's crazy or he's gonna give it to one of the guys who's crazy because I don't really know them that well yet. We're at this. I'm like, at what Halloween party do we show each other our assault rifle? I was like, this is crazy. All right. So, anyways, no, he didn't. I will say he didn't point it at us, but it was way too close. Like it was almost like near our faces. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't cool. Like this he was going into full douche mode right now. Like this is not cool to do that. But anyways, well, I did divorce her, so but it wasn't her. But yeah, I'm not married. I'm married now to Kim, and that's my final marriage. So, if this reenactment is anywhere close to accurate, I would be out. Yeah, it was. I was wicked uncomfortable. So, anyways, long story short, we're gonna switch back to he had a bunch of other guns in there. He had like what did he have in there? He had a couple shotguns. He had the AR-15. He had a couple other assault rifles that I had never heard of that were like really cool looking, but really scary to like bring out in a like very, very weird to bring out at a party, but like really aggressive assault rifles. And he had one that's like what's that one like a sharpshooter would use? It's like a 50 caliber? He had like, it has like a huge like the front opening's like really big, and then it has like the tripod connected to it. I don't know if you guys know what gun that is, but it was like hardcore. And I was like, holy crap. And he's like, I'm telling you, I didn't stay in the room, but he was like on the floor later on at the night, like setting it up. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, it was crazy. It was crazy. So, all right, I gotta go back to the story. So anyways, so he goes, so Erlich Bachman or TJ Miller is talking about how when he called that place, they are asking him if he shot a machine gun, and he was joking around. So he's like, wait, during the tour or after the tour or as part of the tour? And the guy's like, no, man, we'll stop somewhere. Like, I'll have the machine guns in the thing and we'll shoot some machine guns. He's like, yeah, I guess we can shoot machine guns. But that's kind of Arizona. Like, you can go to places in Arizona. Stringer Films, to make a long story short, he married yeah, no, he didn't. He didn't. No. So the thing is, like, it is like, you could go and do that here. Like, you could go and shoot guns. You can shoot automatic weapons at gun clubs here. But there is shooting. So if you guys ever watched, you want to know Arizona, this is a perfect example of Arizona. If you go watch my Marvel superheroes video, in that video, I take this exit called Table Mesa Road, which Table Mesa is the name of like this rock everyone uses to landscape their front yard, by the way. And it's all mined out at this like this Table Mesa Road. So there's a big mine I don't know, whatever it's called. So they do all that rock stuff there. And then if you keep driving up the street a little bit, they do shooting on both sides of the road, not across the road, obviously. It actually says, please don't shoot across the road, which is kind of scary because there's a million signs as you're going out there, don't shoot across the road. I don't know if anybody that's ever got crossfire shot, but yeah, quarry, there we go. Thank you. Crap, I got to finish here in a second. I'm probably not gonna be able to finish this story because I'm terrible at this kind of stuff. Plus, I'm weaving in like 3 different stories at the same time. Excuse me. So, yeah, don't shoot across the road. It's not good. So if you go watch that video, you can see I'm there outside and I filmed it, and you can hear people shooting guns. Like, it's like ta 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 ta, and I say that in the video. I'm like, I'm here out in this place, Table Mesa Road, blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden you hear, and I go, people do shoot real guns here, and then you hear ta 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 ta, and it's actually people like a couple of areas over shooting like fully automatics and stuff. So I've grown used to it where, you know, but anyhow, so he told that story, but what he did tell, and I'm going to wrap it up with this. So he's like, yeah, I've shot fully automatic weapons before, going back to TJ Miller. And he went to a gun club, which I guess like a couple times ago, he was here doing comedy. He went to like, I'm assuming it was Scottsdale Gun Club because that's like one of the biggest ones. It could have been Scottsdale or it could have been this place called C4 Tactical. Either one of those would have this. So he was shooting guns there, and he had a woman instructor. And he's like, man, this woman was like really intense. I think she was some sort of ex-military, but he said she was really intense, but good. He goes, but toward the end of the time, she goes, do you want to shoot a machine gun? And he's like, yeah, like I've never shot one before. I'll shoot a machine gun. So he talks about how when he first shot the machine gun, he was like, it's not like, he goes, what he told the story to try to make lighthearted of, to try to make like, he goes, look, guns can be terrible. There's mass shootings and all these things that happen. He goes, but no one talks about the pleasure you get from just being a hobbyist in shooting guns. And he explains the feeling that he got after shooting that machine gun. He's like, oh my gosh, this is insane. He's like, this is amazing. Because it is. It's very like, it's a lot of power in your hands and you're like, holy crap, this is insane. So he shoots this machine gun and he's like, oh my gosh, this is nuts. And then I guess she's like, hey, TJ, you ever shoot a machine gun with a silencer on it? And he's thinking to himself, so he does this whole bit about machine guns and silencers. And he's like, why does a machine gun silencer exist? Like, why does that exist? So anyways, there's a whole bit. I don't want to go down the whole bit on that, but there's a whole bit he does on machine guns with silencers that's really, really funny, actually. And, it is one of those things where it teeters on offending people, but it's not meant to. I think if you have a good sense of humor, you can kind of see through it. There's a little bit of, there's maybe a little bit of people that could be offended by his bit, but his bit is like, really hilarious. So if you go to the show, his machine gun silencer bit is awesome because he's like, first of all, it is funny to think like, why does a machine gun silencer exist? Anyways, okay. That's all I got, guys. I have to go because I have to get back to work. But that bit was hilarious on the machine gun silencer thing. And he did go out, I guess, that place that he went to shoot guns and drive ATVs is like probably 20 miles north of here. Or maybe 20, 25 miles north of here. But you can do a lot of that stuff is really fun. All the people that do that stuff are super safe. That's the thing. Like I've done a couple of those things with Kim. They've been super safe. They know there's going to be people there that have never even shot a gun before. Hold on, Stringer Films and kids. That's how Ranger Ralph became retro. Thanks for the super chat, buddy. Yeah, they're super safe. I will say that. I've been to there's a gun shooting range just north of here. Super nice people. I've been to C4 Tactical. We've done a date night. So they do the C4 Tactical place out here, which is an indoor shooting range. They actually do date nights. You buy the package. It's like, oh, you get so many rounds of ammunition. You can choose so many different guns to try out. And then you go to like a Mexican restaurant. They give you a gift card to a Mexican restaurant in the same shopping center. But it was so foreign to me before I moved to Arizona. But everyone that does this, there's like a lot of ex-military that gets involved. The last time we went, I'll end it here really quick. But the last time we went, we got this I think he was a Navy SEAL. He was so awesome with us because he legitimately wanted us to leave. Like he was like, I'm going to make you a better shooter by the time you leave. Like you're going to be awesome. And he told us all these little things that you'd never think you were getting right. He was like the golf instructor of guns. And it was really cool because he was just telling us a lot about guns, gun safety, how you should handle it. And he was awesome. Like, and he didn't have to go to that degree, but we had a lot of fun. I know it sounds weird, but it was such a fun date night to do with her. And then there's one more place. I know I have to go, but there's one more place here that I don't even know if it's still open or if it survived COVID. I hope it did, but it's a place you can go to shoot. It's like modern light gun games. And you go there and they give you you choose it's kind of like cool the way they do it. You choose the silver briefcase and they say, what kind of light guns do you want? Do you want fully automatic light guns, semi-automatic light guns? And then you go sit in these booths, and in the booths you have dinner, but you choose your path. It's like, oh, I want to be a police officer tonight who has to defend, or has to go out on calls for domestic disputes or whatever it is. And they put you in real life scenarios to see if you can be a police officer or not. It's not like bloody or gory or anything. But the thing is, Kim and I went, this is how I'll end it. Kim and I went to that thing like a year ago and we were like fired from the police squad. Like we killed so many, because like anytime anybody was skittish, Kim would shoot him. I'm like, dude, you can't shoot everyone that's doing something that you think they're doing something suspicious. She's like, he moved. I was like, yeah, but if you waited 2 more seconds and the clip played out, he was grabbing his cell phone and you killed him. Like she was super trigger happy and killed everyone. So we had this really fun we had this really fun dinner date, but I laughed at the end. I'm like, dude, we could never be cops. We could never be like partners because you'd shoot everyone. We'd be off the force immediately. So anyways, it was kind of funny. All right, guys, I'm gonna play us out. Yeah, don't let Kim play games. Don't let Kim be a police officer. That's the thing. I'd like to think I was better, but she killed everyone so quick that I had no way to gauge that. All right, guys. I have 3 minutes to get on my work call. Oh man, my song's in the middle of the song. There we go. All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining. I hope everyone has a awesome Monday. We're getting so close to the holiday season. It's crazy. I'm going to continue to do these all throughout the holiday. We have a holiday show coming up at some point on the One Up Weekly. I don't remember if we locked down a weekend on it yet, but I will let you guys know. If you guys enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up on the way out. Consider subscribing to the channel. It does help. And turn on notifications. That's one thing. Turn on notifications all if you're really interested in getting notifications for everything. If you do personalized, it's hit or miss whether or not you're going to get videos. Even with all turned on, it's hit or miss. So the algorithm's kind of fools around with things like that. It's kind of a joke. But anyways, that's it for now, guys. Have a great rest of the day, and we will see you on the next one.